Hello and welcome to this week's Yarn Chat. My name is Nicole and I am the brains and the beauty behind Yarn Craft by Nicole. And today I'm a little bit extra glam because I'm going to be taking some finished object photos of my featured make this week. So this is the Winterberries Cowl that is currently in testing from Serena from Crafty Crochetier. It's got an I before the ER, but I'll put it down below, who is fantastic. She designs in Tunisian crochet, which is what this is. She also designs in traditional crochet, and I have made a cowl by her before, the Hoist the Colors cowl. And when this pattern was released to having testing done, you can probably hear Scoot. I'll leave the door open in case he wants to join us. Hey, bud. Yeah, hey. You want to say hey? Yeah, you want to say hey? I don't think Scoot has joined us on the podcast. This is Scoot. He's the best boy ever. That's what his collar says. Yeah. Usually my husband is here when I'm filming, but he is in the office today, and so Scoot is a little extra lonely. Yeah, you can go jump on the bed or curl up wherever you would like. So when this pattern was sent out for a call for testers, I had not tested for Serena before, and I was very excited to try this out. So it's amazing. It uses the Tunisian bobble stitch, and her stitch pattern is so much fun to do. Like, I want to use this stitch pattern for a blanket. I think it would look great as a sweater. I love it. And mine has this beautiful green, which I kept the rest of the skein so I could show y'all. This is, I think I put, yes I did, the little tags over here as well. This was a new to me yarn. Julie Asselin, her Les Duquet. That is my, let's see if it'll, there we go. And then this color is Sheerwood, like Sheerwood Forest. There we go. And then this is how much I have left of the contrast color. I'll hold that up to you. The contrast color is called Coquette, if it will focus. I don't know why it's trying to focus on the yarn behind me, but there you go. So loved these. And I think they look really good together. Part of me also, because of the shape of this cowl, I'll stand up so you can see a little bit better, is larger at the bottom, narrower at the top. I also think it would be really cute to do a very kitschy Christmas tree themed cowl with a like an evergreen color here, and then use mini skeins for your baubles. I think that would be very, very cute. But I love it. It's worked flat and then seamed in the back. I started this, excuse me, last Friday, and I finished it with blocking and seaming up the back yesterday morning, so less than a week. I am pretty fast, but this is a great project, and it's a DK weight, so it goes relatively fast. And because the stitch pattern is so much fun, you want to keep going. And I imagine with mini skeins, it would be very cute. It would also be really cute with like a color changing yarn, like an ombre. That would be really cool. But I think it's fabulous and I love it. It is honestly too warm to wear it today. It has been very chilly here in New York past couple of days, but today it's gorgeous. So of course, today is the day that I need to get pictures in it. It'll be fine. Hi, Scoot. Yeah, there's not enough room in my lap really for you to sit up here. We could try it, but I don't know that there's the room. Yeah. So that shows you one of my finished objects for this week, this featured make, some yarn love, because I had not purchased this yarn last week when I recorded. I purchased it that evening actually, and then got started on the next day. So you hadn't even gotten to see this beautiful yarn. It is a 90% wool 10% silk blend of yarn. Yeah, I love it a lot. I think it looks great. The other finished object that I actually finished this morning is this guy. So I think I said on here that I was working on a scarf with Big Twist's Hush. One skein of each. It feels like a teddy bear. Like, it feels not quite fleecy, but it's 100% polyester. I am doing a tutorial for how to make this scarf, both on YouTube and on my blog. Hopefully I can do those both next week. And I love it. It's a very dense, oversized scarf. I guess I can just pop this off and show it to you. I think it looks great. You definitely could make it a little bit longer if you made it a little narrower with the same amount of yarn. But it's just so cozy. Like, for me, I am about 5'5", 5'6", and it hits like right at the top of my hips. But it is definitely big enough that if I wanted to, I could wrap it up and be very warm and cozy. But I love it. Maybe I'll just wear it and on this too. Feels like a blanket, and I think it's so much fun. So that will be coming out soon. Got this, and then there might be one other thing I kind of work on before the end of the year. We'll see, either the end of the year this year or the beginning of the year next year, to show off some fun designs. But really like that. And I finished that this morning and did like a light steam block on it and really enjoy it. I'm gonna throw this back on. The back of it is seamed, and it has a little bit of a point. I love it. I love a cowl this size. I love cowls in general a little bit more than scarves, just because I don't have to think about it. Like, I throw it on and it's done. I'm definitely team cowl, and I love the ones that are this big. The other thing that is done is these beautiful things. So I think, so last week that I talked about my fail of this guy, where I couldn't count while I was pregnant. I fixed it, blocked it. This is now a free pattern on my blog, and I think they're really cute. I haven't seamed them together. I think I'm gonna wait and decide how big I want the blanket to be before I start seaming these together. This is called the Puff Medallion Granny Square, and it is a free pattern on my blog now. So if you like it, go check it out. I'll put a link down below. We'll see if it decides to focus on this. But I really like the way that the stitches come out. I feel like the camera focuses a little bit better on the darker one for whatever reason. There you go. Maybe. One of these days I'll get better with the camera. So this is out, free pattern on my blog. I used Amanda Knits, and for her mini club, she sends you a 20-gram mini and a 10-gram mini. So if you have some 20-gram minis or some like scraps, you could very easily make these. I think they're really fun. They would also make like a really cute banner. Like if you just had a bunch of these and then you did like a chain, like a single crochet and then a chain across the top. That'd be cute too as a little decoration. But that is fun. The Puff Medallion Granny Square. Find it on my blog, yarncraftbynicole.com. Try to keep things easy around here. Okay, that's all for finished objects. I have 2 whips. One I'm not going to show you. The pillow for my mother-in-law is currently blocking and is still damp, so I won't show you that. But the crocheting part of that is done. It's just seaming it up that will be done probably tomorrow after it dries. I'm still working on the scarf for our dog sitter. I think I'm over halfway done with that. But it's kind of the same thing over and over again, so it's not super exciting to show y'all yet. One that I do really want to show you that I thought I would have finished, and I'm kind of sad that I don't, is the table runner for my mom. So, Mom, if you're watching, go ahead and skip to the end. You're not allowed to see this yet. This was inspired by a quilt that she made me for my wedding. She's a great quilter, and I took the stars that are in the quilt and then translated them to crochet. I saw a crocheter do this on Instagram. Her name is Tipsy Tessie, and she does not have any patterns or tutorials out. She does have like a reel that kind of shows you how she did it, but she doesn't have like a pattern that you can purchase. So I kind of looked at, like I just zoomed in on the picture and saw kind of what I thought she was doing and then made my own version. So, and then translated it into the actual stars that are on this quilt, because they are different than the ones that she used. I hope that makes sense. And it's so pretty. Oh my goodness, y'all. It's so good. It's so good. So this is what I did. I have some pinwheels down here that are on the star quilt. And then I forget what this star is called. If you know, tell me in the comments below if I have any quilters. This one I know is called the Martha Washington star. And then after I seamed everything together, I took the leftovers that I had of the Blue Sky Fibers 5-gram mini skeins and then made the squares that went around. And then I need to just do a border around the top and block it, like around all the sides. But this is the color that I'm going to use for that, and I ran out. Like I have enough to maybe do a short side, but that's it. So it didn't make sense to have an extra end to weave in if I knew I was going to have to buy more yarn anyway, but I love it. And this now has become what I think my next, I don't know, series. I feel like I've done a lot of Tunisian Two Tone because I have like the Tunisian Two Tone Cowl as a tutorial here on YouTube. I have the Tunisian Two Tone Scarf that I just showed you. I made baby girl sweater that I showed you last week. That's Tunisian Two Tone. My color wheel cowl has two tone as it fades from one color to the next. Like I feel like I've done a lot of Tunisian Two Tone, but I think crocheted quilt patterns are going to be the next theme and variation. So what I want to do is do some tutorials on how to do a square, like map it out with graph paper, show you how many you would need of each kind of square so that you could make your own, because I think that I'm going to do some pillows, maybe even for Christmas. What I really want to do is take a very, I don't know, traditional, but also big star motif and make a cocoon cardigan. So have a big square piece of fabric with all these little squares, and then seam up the sides, do a ribbing around the opening in the middle and a ribbing around the arms. And I think what I'm going to do for that is use the Happy Place yarn that I had. I thought I might make a cardigan from the Modern Crochet Sweater book from Janine Miska of Knits and Knots. But I think this will make me happier, and I think the colors will just really sing in that. So I should have enough yarn to do that anyway. But that might become one of my, like, I don't know, over the holidays projects for myself. I say that. I will have a baby, so I don't know what my holiday making timeline will actually look like this year. But I am very excited about this. I think it'll be a lot of fun. And I've started to do a lot more like getting on Pinterest and just looking up quilt blocks, because once you know how to do the little half squares or like the little quarter squares here, like you can do anything. You can do any pattern that you see. And there are some that just have solid squares. So what I imagine is that in the next year, early next year, I will start to have some tutorials for how to do these. Like I said, the person that I saw on Instagram that kind of inspired this doesn't have things out on her, like doesn't have a blog. Like that's not why she's doing it. It's more like, I thought this was cool. I'm glad that y'all think it's cool too, kind of thing. Which, no shame in that game. But I don't feel like I'm stepping on anybody's toes by doing some sort of tutorial. So let me know down below if that's something you're interested in. I feel like quilts are having a huge moment right now. Like there's that beautiful knit cardigan. I don't remember who it's by, but I think it's called like Heirloom Quilt cardigan. That's gorgeous. And I feel like making jackets out of reclaimed quilts, or like I even bought like a little bag made up from a reclaimed quilt. Like I feel like quilts are having a moment, so I kind of want to jump on that bandwagon. And for me too, like it's something that my mom has always done. It is something that has always been special in our family, so it kind of feels like it pays homage to her as well. And I hope she really likes this. I think it's been a lot of fun, and yeah, I can't wait to give it to her for Christmas. I think that'll be great. Now, so that's all that I have for whips. I do have some cool things that I want to show you though. This year, I feel like every year there's been a color that I kind of gravitate towards. Last year, I think it was like an orangey yellow. This year, it's either been green or red. I feel like red has been, I've done several sweaters in red this year, but those have been kind of the colors I've gone to over and over. And this yarn purchase is no different. So I purchased this yarn from Montana Crochet. Show you the label there. As part of her fall collection. Aren't these gorgeous? Flip it around so you can see her logo. And they came in this week. So I've got Overgrown, which is the green. And then this one, which is kind of a variegated reds, a little bit of blue, a little bit of green, called Sweater Weather. And they're in her DK base, 100% superwash merino wool. So I bought these thinking that I would make some sort of a wearable garment for them. And I will. But the other thing that I got in this week was this book. I definitely asked for crochet baby books as part of like things that people could buy me for the baby, like friends and family. And someone got this for me, and I love it. And there's a project in here there, and it's Crochet One Skein Wonders, in case you couldn't read it, because I know that the glare was pretty bad, by Judith Durant and Edie Ekman. And there are lots of cute things in here. There's a lot of hats and bibs, some toys, but there is a vest that I think, there's a couple of vests in here that I think would be really pretty for baby girl. Like this one. So it's not a vest, but it is a cardigan. It's called Boys Cardigan. Look at how cute that is. I'm trying not to show you any of the secret sauce there, but yeah, they call it the Boys Cardigan, but I think that my little girl would look very cute in that as well. And there's one that's called like Handsome Boys Vest. I'm like, well, she would look cute in that too. But this is the one that I'm thinking of. Let's see if I can do it without too much of a glare. I've got the lights on, because I always have the lights on or podcasts. I don't know how well that's gonna show. Called the 6-button vest, and it uses DK weight yarn. And I'm thinking that I can make the vest really in either color, but I think I might be leaning towards the green. And my sister had gotten me these buttons, I think last year for my birthday, that are super pretty, from Big Bad Wool. She got them from Spun. I love Spun. But I'm thinking that these buttons on the green would make a very cute vest. Honestly though, I think they would look good on the red too. I just don't think they would show up as well, since the red already has so much variegation in it. But I really like these and very happy with that purchase. There's a couple of other yarns that I have already purchased that I'm waiting to come in, that I thought might be in by today, but I'm very pleased with that. So yeah, I think that pretty much wraps up this week. I do want to let you know that I am now like super pregnant, so I think I've got about 3 weeks before my due date. If she comes and you see that all of a sudden there isn't a weekly podcast, know that that is probably what it is. I'll try to do some sort of a post at some point after we're home, but know that it won't be right away when she does come. So if podcasts stop suddenly, that is probably what it is. Just FYI. I also know that in December, like, I'm not doing a Vlogmas or anything like that, and probably in December, if not before, podcasts will slow or stop. But yeah, and with that, what I can't let go of this week is all of the all of the fun projects that I'm working on for gifts. I feel like I'm in a season of finishing things, like the fact that the table runner is almost finished, the pillow is almost finished, the scarf is getting close. It's making me really happy to think about what the holidays are going to look like this year. So I'm pretty thrilled about that, and I feel like I'm ready, even though there's no way I can possibly be ready. I hope that you have a great rest of your week, and I will see you back here maybe a little bit earlier next week, since next week is Thanksgiving here in the States. So I might record and post on Wednesday instead of Thursday next week, but I'll see you around. Bye guys.